spent the better part of the first 2 years of my reselling journey being terrified of eBay. But this week of sales that I'm going to talk about in today's What Sold video really goes to show why I'm kind of ready to go all in on eBay. Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park. I am a part-time reseller on a variety of reselling platforms, including eBay, which we're going to talk about today, and Poshmark and Mercari and a few others. But in today's What Sold video, I really only sold items on 2 different platforms. One was Poshmark, one was eBay. And while they were kind of similar, I would say, as far as number of items that sold, the amount that I made on each platform, eBay has been pretty consistent with edging out Poshmark for the last few weeks. And I think that that's a trend that I'm going to see continue into the year 2024. And I'm not mad about it. And this is coming from someone whose YouTube channel used to be called Becky Park on Poshmark. And my Instagram is still Becky Park on Poshmark because I don't know how to change it. Well, I know how to change it, but I can't change it to anything else that I would rather change it to, which is really annoying. So I'm stuck with Becky Park on Poshmark, which is fine. But in today's video, as I share with you all of my sales in the week of December 11th through the 17th, I'm going to share with you why, despite the fact that I still had, some decent Poshmark sales as well, why eBay just feels better. I don't know. I don't know what has come over me, but I'm finally getting it. I'm finally ready to go all in on this eBay thing. Let me know. Let me know if you're team eBay or Poshmark, or if you just can't decide, you're somewhere in the middle, or maybe you're team some other reselling platform altogether. I'd really love to know kind of where all of you are at when it comes to your loyalties with these different platforms. But let's start by talking about Monday, which was December 11th. On Poshmark, I sold this new with tags Dockers men's micro twill bomber. It was in a dark brown color, just a jacket in a size extra large. This, I don't remember where I got it, and I don't think I had any money into it, so I think someone just gave it to me. But it sold for $20. I made a net profit of $13.98. Easy peasy. On eBay, I sold this pair of Levi's balloon leg black loose high-rise jeans in a size 29. Now, this was interesting to me in that I feel like on eBay, I tend to sell kind of more older, mature, kind of stuffier brands. I sell a lot of Talbots or vintage, I don't know. I'm not usually selling trendier things over there, so this was kind of an interesting sale for me to have on eBay. These sold for $45. That was an offer that I got. I had $9 into them from a Plato's Closet. I had sourced them in September of 2023, and my net profit on those was $29.12. I have never sourced this particular style of Levi's before, but I've definitely seen people wearing them, just kind of the looser, wider, the better, I feel like. And so I was definitely willing to spend $9 on them. And I think that that was a handsome return. The next thing to sell on eBay, this was a great sale. It was this Zara Woman faux suede double-faced shearling fleece-lined jacket in a size large. This was a great sale because it came to me from a viewer named Becky. She has sent me 3 boxes now of inventory, just filled with amazing, amazing things. And she's always like, I don't know if you're going to be able to sell any of this stuff, but I just thought, I would send them your way. And she always sends me some fire pieces. This item sold for $57.99. And she refuses to let me pay her anything for these items. She just sends them to me for free. And I don't really know if it's because she's only focusing on super high-end stuff, or if she's just kind of out of the reselling game in general. I'm just so thankful though. Holy cow, why would she pick me of all people to send things to? I don't know. I'm just so thankful. Becky, if you're watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because of you, I made a net profit of $52.21 on this item, and I just could not be more thankful. Thank you so much. And then on Tuesday the 12th, I was less thankful because I made 0 sales on that day. And that was not my only $0 sales day. So moving right along to Wednesday, which was December 13th, on Poshmark, I sold this. Oh, this was a good sale. This is a good Poshmark sale. I sold this new with tags Lululemon scuba oversized half zip hoodie. It was in the color True Navy. It was cropped, and this was in a size extra small, small. I feel like Lululemon is kind of hit or miss. There are a lot of pieces that you can get that really aren't going to sell for very much, but this is a newer style. This, in fact, is still being sold online. And I got it at a pop-up consignment sale that comes into my town twice a year. I got this in October and I paid $40 for it because I wanted it for myself. So I saw it. I would never, pay retail for this at Lululemon. And I was like, $40? It's brand new with tags. Even on clearance at Lululemon, it'd probably be like $89 at its cheapest. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it for myself. But I held off on actually wearing it for so long because I was like, I don't know, I feel like I could sell it. I don't know if it's something that I should keep. And then, as luck would have it, probably a couple weeks after the sale, my friend Adrienne, who is more of a vintage reseller, came in town and she had a bunch of stuff that she had sourced that she just wanted to let go for wholesale price. And she had this same sweater in the same size in black. Now that one, it was a little faded. You could tell it had been worn a little bit, but I did not care. I got it from her for $5. And I was like, I do not need two of the same thing in different colors. So I went ahead and listed this one. I actually had it listed really high, even higher than what it retailed for, because a lot of people were doing that on Poshmark. And I was like, I don't know, I'll just do it. If they jump off a cliff, I'll jump off a cliff with them, right? And someone actually even commented and was like,
why are you selling this for so much? It's still online for the same color and price for less than what you're trying to sell it for.
And I was like, I don't know, this is just what people are doing. And not only was it listed that high, people were selling it for more than what it was being sold for online. I don't know. I don't remember how much it was on the site for, but I sold mine for $135. I think that was actually a little bit more than the Lululemon website, but I sold it for $135. I had 40 into it. I made a net profit of $68. And I'm so happy that I waited so long to wear it out. Typically, I'm the kind of person that I buy it, I walk out the store, I rip the tags off, and I put it on. I like to wear my new things right away. My husband is the opposite. He waits a whole year and then he'll finally take the tags off and wear it. But I just kind of waited on this item for whatever reason. I'm so glad I did because I still have the same sweatshirt and I love it in black. It's probably even better in black because it's a little bit more neutral. And I paid even less for that one, so that was pretty cool. And then on eBay, I sold another Zara piece, and this also came from Becky. This was from the TRF collection. It was this red faux patent leather full zip hooded jacket in a size small/medium. This was such an interesting piece. It did definitely seem a little bit older, but it sold for $41.90. It was promoted at 3%, and my net profit on that was $34.32, and it took maybe a month to sell. It sold so fast, as did the other Zara jacket. And then on Thursday, which was December 14th, on Poshmark, I sold this Banana Republic red 100% wool lightweight fringe edge scarf. This I got from a friend of mine. He was moving to a different city, and before he moved, it was 3 hours away. Before he moved, he gave me all of this clothes that he didn't wear, and a lot of it was new with tags. Most of it was stuff that his mom would just buy him, which I think is the cutest, sweetest thing ever. I did just throw money at him as he was leaving because he was like, I don't want anything for it. And I was like, no, please take something. So I gave him some money. It probably came out to about $2 per item. It sold for $10 and I made a net profit of $5.05. This is one of the very last things from him and his wife that they gave me. Most of his stuff has sold and sold for such good money, but this, for whatever reason, just took a little bit longer to sell. And then on eBay, I actually started a sale. I'm trying to remember how much of a sale it was. I want to say it was 60% off. And I think I selected a good number of items to go on 60% off sale. I didn't do a 60% off sale on everything. That is one of the things that I like about eBay. They make it really easy to run a sale, and it's actually called a sale. You can run sales on Poshmark. It's not the same. It's not as easy. That's one of the reasons I like eBay so much more than Poshmark. But yeah, a lot of the sales coming up from eBay were a result of that sale. So the first thing to sell was this ASOS black oversized knit kangaroo pocket pullover, cotton sweater tunic dress. did I not put the word dress in the title? I don't know, but it's like a tunic dress in a size 4. This sold for $12. I actually don't think that was part of the sale. I think that was just an offer that I got. And I was so happy to let that go because I've had that for like 3 years. I had about $1.50 into it. This is another item that I got from a different friend of mine who also was moving, but this friend was actually a reseller and she just wanted to let go of stuff before she moved many states over. So she gave me everything, again, with the intention of just like giving it to me for free. But I was like, please take some money for this. Like, that's crazy that you're just trying to give me all of this inventory for free. It came out to about $1.50 per item. And so my net profit on that was $7.82. ASOS is not a brand that I am actively picking up because it typically doesn't sell for very much. Yeah, I probably didn't even need to go through the process of listing that item, but I did 3 years ago, and $7.82 was my reward. The next thing to sell on eBay was another super old listing. And again, I don't think that this was a result of my sale, but it was this Mountrek Lisa Leather 2 pair of winter boots with Primaloft in it. So, you know, just like really good insulation, lots of like warmth. They were in a size 8.5. They sold for $30. I had $1.80 into them. And those were from back when we were in shelter in place during COVID. I had reached out to a local consignment store asking if they would allow me to come in and shop by myself so that they could get some business, I could get some inventory. We worked out a really great deal. And like I said, I only had $1.80 into all of the shoes that I got at that time. The problem is, you know, shelter in place was how many years ago at this point? So those were promoted at 3%. I did finally make my profit of $24.24. I don't really know what took so long. I probably just had them listed too high. But you know what? They finally moved. The next thing to sell was this new with tags Soya, or is it Shoya? Not quite sure how to pronounce this. And Kyo pink plaid fringe scarf. It was like a wraparound cape type situation. This sold for $18.19. That was a result of my sale. This sold to just the most amazing angel in the world, Ricardo. He is my eBay angel, my eBay friend. I don't know why people like this exist in the world who just give and give and give and really like don't get anything in return. Like, I don't know what he gets from me in return except the stuff that he buys from me, but he's just amazing. It's just so comforting to know that there are good people out there in the world like him. Just the best. Ricardo, thank you. Mwah. You are the best. I hope that you are enjoying your sun in California while we are freezing here in Illinois. But thank you, thank you, thank you. He got this as a gift. He usually gets things that are new with tags from my eBay store as gifts for other people, and this was no exception. So $18.19. I actually had $10.05 into that item from that pop-up consignment sale that I've been talking about in this video. It was an older sale, and that was my cost of goods for the whole day of shopping. I don't think that I actually had $10.05 into this item, but we're going off of average cost of goods, so that's what we're gonna call it. So my net profit on that was $4.06, but I was just happy to see it move. I'd had it for some time, and even happier to have an excuse to write a card out to Ricardo and just thank him for being an amazing human being. Thank you, Ricardo. The next thing to sell was this new with tags Gymboree pull-on elastic waist tutu skirt in a youth size 12. This I have had for a very long time as well. I want to say 4 years at this point. I got it for free from someone at my church to give to my daughter. She is now at the age where she can wear this, but it's not her style. So I listed it 4 years ago, knowing that she probably wouldn't want to wear it when she could. It sold for $8 as part of my sale. I made a net profit of $6.55. Only took 4 years. And then on Friday, which was December 15th, on Poshmark, I sold this Anthropologie moth oatmeal 100% wool cap sleeve cardigan sweater in a size extra large. That sold for $30. I had $4 into it. It was something that I got from Adrienne. Her mom lives in the same town where I work, and so every time she comes into town, she lets me know. She brings a ton of really great inventory with her, and I'm able to buy it off of her for basically the amount that she paid for each item. So it's a really great deal. She's able to offload a lot of that stuff that she just doesn't want to sell to me, and I'm able to pick up great inventory at great prices because she's got really great taste. So like I said, $4 into that, I made a net profit of $20. And then on eBay, I had a stupendous sale by the brand Dress to Kill. Dress to Kill is a great log and look brand, and it's kind of one of those brands that survives off of trunk shows. I don't know that this is really sold in like retail stores, but I think people will have like Dress to Kill parties like at people's houses and just events and maybe sell it on Facebook, things like that. But it was this brown corduroy ribbed log and look dress. It had pockets. It was one size fits most, which is usually how they size their items. It was a very unique looking dress, which is why I was like, I think this is going to do pretty well. I paid $24 for it at a pop-up consignment sale in October. It sold for $80 and I made a net profit of $45.92. It is a great brand that not a lot of people know about, so definitely make sure to be on the lookout for it. The next sale on eBay was this pair of RSVP by Talbots, which is like a little sub-brand within Talbots. It's a little bit more dressy, I would say, although this isn't necessarily dressy. I don't know how to describe it, but it was this pair of spring floral career straight pants in a size 2. These were a little bit of a risk to pick up because Talbots in smaller sizes can take a little bit longer to sell, but I got these in August of 2023 at a local consignment store during like a sidewalk sale they were having, and so I paid $5 for those. They sold as part of my eBay sale for $19.49, and so my net profit was $11.92. On Saturday, December 16th, I had another $0 sales day, but on Sunday, which was the 17th, on Poshmark, I sold this pair of Rock Revival Celine skinny low-rise jeans in a women's size 28. They did have those like back flat pockets, and those sold for $51. They were something that a coworker of mine gave me as part of a consignment deal. If I make a net profit on one of her items of $25 or more, I will give her half of the profit and I'll keep half, otherwise I'll give her 40%. But the net profit on these was $40.80. So she got half and I got half. And so we both got $20.40. Rock Revival, Big Star, Miss Me. I mean, those are still doing pretty well, which is kind of crazy to me. Like those were doing well when I first started reselling and they're still doing well. So they're definitely a mainstay when it comes to reselling clothes. The next thing to sell was this BCBG Max Azria pair of brown leather beaded boho ankle strap wedges in a size 9.5. These I got from that same reseller I talked about, Adrienne, who, sells me stuff wholesale. These sold for $25. I had $4.77 into them. That was my average cost of goods when I purchased stuff from her in September of 2023. And so my net profit on those was $15.23. I generally do not like to resell this brand because I feel like it sits forever and it usually doesn't move for very much. And I didn't think that these would sell for much more than $25, but I kind of figured they would sell fast because they were really cool. And I don't regret picking them up. I think that they were a really good flip and I would get them again at that price. You guys, look how cool the sunset looks behind me. Oh my gosh. I should shoot videos at this angle more often. The last sale of the day was this Cabela's Outfitter Series blue button-down shirt in a size large. It was 100% cotton. This is something that I got from a reseller a couple years ago at this point, who realized a year into her reselling journey that clothes just were not what she loved to resell. In fact, she hated selling clothes. And so she sold me all of her clothing inventory. I had about $2 into each item. This sold for $12. My net profit was $7.05. And those were my sales for the week. Like I said, it was kind of even between Poshmark and eBay. On Poshmark, I sold 7 items, but my net profit there was $149, whereas on eBay, I sold 9 items and my net profit was $216. I think, one of the reasons I love selling on eBay is because fees are less. And so even though it seems like, you're selling a lot and you're making all this money, they just take so much from you compared to other platforms. So for that reason, I'm just loving eBay more and more. And not only that, but I just have been selling more on eBay than I have on Poshmark. So that gives me reason to love it more as well. But let's do a deep dive into my numbers, shall we? So on Poshmark, I sold 7 items. That was for a gross sales amount of $283. When you factor in 20% cut, that total drops to $222.88. I had $73.17 into those 7 items, which is kind of a high cost of goods per item on Poshmark, I had like almost $10.50 into each item. And my net profit on Poshmark was $149.71. On eBay, I sold 9 items for a gross sales amount of $312.57. Once you factor in eBay's fees, that total drops to $267.51. I had $51.35 into those 9 items. So I did have a smaller cost of goods as well, which is why, you know, my net profit was also higher. But my net profit, like I shared before, on eBay was $216.16. And I didn't sell anything anywhere else. And so in total, I sold 16 items for a gross sales amount of $595.56. Once you factor in all of the fees and shipping and all that kind of stuff on both platforms, that total drops to $490.39. My cost of goods for those 16 items was $124.52. And so my net profit for the week from those 2 platforms was $365.87. This was an insane week for me at work. I had my choir concert. We did all this caroling. We were doing last minute fundraisers, and I was taking care of last minute logistics for our Disney trip. So I remember not doing a whole lot when it came to listing and stuff. In fact, I think I just didn't really list anything at all. So I'm just really thankful for any sales that came my way, especially these like bigger dollar sales. Super thankful for those. And although you generally don't do as well in weeks where you're not listing and stuff, it is comforting to know that if you've put in a lot of work just kind of previously into your reselling business, it'll still churn out sales for you. So if there is a period where you have to just kind of step back and take a break, your reselling businesses will continue to run, continue to make you a little bit of profit, but that can only last for so long. You don't want to take like a 2-month long break and expect your reselling businesses to continue pumping out, you know, consistent sales for you. That's probably not going to happen. But if you have like a week or 2 where you just really have to take a step back, it's comforting to know that that's going to be okay. So those are my sales for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you want to watch more What Sold videos, I do actually have a playlist of every single What Sold video I have ever made since the inception of my channel. I will link that right here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye!